Punching people in the face is always fun, but it can also really hurt your hand. So the marriage of arcade boxing and the Wii seems like the perfect opportunity to unleash some pain without having to deal with swollen knuckles afterwards. Unfortunately, the controls in Ready to Rumble Revolution are completely broken, which takes away any sort of fun in pummeling your opponent to a pulp. Despite having some really good features, such as a wide array of moves and unlockable clothes to earn, the lousy, unresponsive controls make Ready to Rumble more painful than getting smacked in the face by Antonio Margarito. You start your career out by making your own fighter, which offers a welcome relief from the assortment of stereotypes and parodies included from the outset. A David Beckham caricature called Mosh Deckham? That's not funny.
Spice it up, spice it up, spice it up!
The creation tool doesn't allow you to tweak facial features or anything that in-depth, but you can choose from a few different face and body types and a bunch of different clothes. It's only when you actually start fighting that the real problems surface. You're given an array of hooks, uppercuts, and jabs to unleash, but you won't be able to pull them off with any sort of consistency. Everything is motion-based, and while just shaking your arms results in weak blows, trying to do something more powerful is an exercise in futility. For instance, to throw a powerful hook, you have to flick the remote to the side to wind up and then flick it back to throw the punch. But it's rare that both of these motions actually register, so you'll often find yourself standing stupidly on the mat with no chance to defend yourself. Not that playing defense is even a good option anyway. Defensive maneuvering is even less responsive than offensive attacks. Here you can hold the Z and B buttons to simply block, but to duck or sway you have to move the controllers in specific ways. Trying to duck out of the way in the heat of battle is nearly impossible, which removes any sort of strategy in the matches. Because you cannot avoid attacks reliably, you have to focus on offense instead, which means you will be exhausted from all the constant waggling. And then there's the training program, which, like the matches, is completely broken. Yeah, punching a bag works well enough since you only have to throw a punch with a specific hand, but when you have to be precise, it becomes super aggravating. One mode has you trying to do sit-ups and then stopping to catch a ball that your coach throws at your face. Pulling off sit-ups is hard enough since the motion rarely registers, but catching the ball just does not work. Jumping rope requires you to complete an arrow matching rhythm game, but the controls are rarely recognized, so you'll repeatedly trip over that darn string. Ready to Rumble has some fine ideas, but the controls are simply broken. There is no way to avoid how poorly they perform either in the heat of battle or during your training program. Any good elements of this game are quickly erased as you constantly have to fight with the lousy controls. There is no reason to bother playing this unresponsive mess.